G'day and welcome to Down the Shed with Byron. Today I'm going to have a crack at rebuilding the drive shaft for my VR Calais. What I've done to start off with is I put a mark on the shaft just to keep everything aligned because that's the way it's been balanced. Then I've started on the rear uni and replaced that. Moving on to the uni joint now. To disassemble it, you need to give this a good clean. So get a screwdriver or a pick, a bit of a brush in there to scrub it all and get most of that smuck out of there. Then there's these little retaining clips that hold the uni cup in place. So now if you see that uni cup, how it's through like that, and then that retaining clip goes on the inside. Now to get that little clip off, you need to get a screwdriver just under there. So I've painted that retaining clip in white so you can see it, but you just get a flat blade screwdriver under there to pop it out. I'll try and show you. So just for the flat bar in there and push it out. Now it is easy at the moment for me to push that one out because I've cleaned all the groove. So with a bit of lube and cleaning of that groove, you'll be able to pop that circlip out. Now to remove these end caps, all I've done in the past is I've given it a decent bash on each side with a copper hammer, and what that does is it pops the caps out. So basically now that part of the yoke is apart, and you just do the same for the other side. So I just bash that down now and that'll pop that other section out. Now I've got that uni all apart. I've gone through and cleaned up the surface areas of where the new one has to go. Bit of emery paper or wire brush. I'll put a thin smear of grease in those now, and then we'll slide the new uni joint into place. Now I've got serviceable ones, so the grease nipple is just there, and what I'll do is I'll line it up with this end here. So the grease nipple's there, we'll follow that down and then make sure it goes there. So that way hopefully that keeps it balanced as well, even though a grease nipple technically shouldn't throw it out of balance. Start by installing the uni into the yoke end first, just so it's easy to demonstrate for the video. What we'll do, wind that out so it's going to fit by a bit. We get the uni joint. Now these will be firmish on there with a bit of suction from the grease that's in there. Pull each end off. Now I'll install the uni joint into place. And what we'll do, we'll just hold it at one end. Now there's little needle rollers in there you've got to be careful with. I'll try and get a close-up photo for you. Always start with getting one end on first until you can feel the uni joint's basically home. Then what we'll do is we'll push it in with the vise. And what I'll do, I'll get it to that point where it's almost where the circlip's about to pop through. We'll back it back off. Make sure it still rotates nice and free. Now we'll get the other cap and we'll just put that on, and with a bit of gentle fiddling, just make sure it still feels nice and smooth so you've got them inside that roller, and then we'll go again. Now what I'll do is I'll get a socket that fits roughly the same size and just send them home a little bit more. And what I've done there is I've just got it so the circlip should clip on, and then we'll do the other side. Now that is going to be a little bit firm initially, but what we'll do once we've got it in the shaft, we'll give that a tap with the hammer either way and it will free it up. Those circlips can be testing to get in there, so just use the handle of the hammer or something and push it on. So the little circlip, what I'll try and do is we'll try and push it on using the handle of the pick. Let's see what happens. Now I've got you on video, it probably won't happen. Started. I'll just use the screwdriver now just to try and push it. Now just be aware these will fly if you don't get it right. Now that's nice, that's a little bit firmish. So what I'll do now is we'll give it a tap with the hammer on each side, just a gentle tap, doesn't have to be anything to send it home. And there we go, nice moving uni joint. Now I'm happy with that uni joint. I've put the grease niffle back in. I'll just give that a lube up while we've got it on the bench. And it's one of those things where you pump it until you just hear a little crackle coming out of those little seals, and that's enough. Right there. That'll do. Now that's pretty much the uni's done, and I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to move on to the centre bearing and the CV joint. Now to undo the CV joint, there's some 6mm head Allen keys. Now I've just gone through, they were full of mud and dirt, so just pick that out and clean those out before you even try and attempt it. And if you do struggle to get one to crack, just make sure you got the Allen key in there and all the way home. Then give this a tap with the hammer as you're applying pressure in the undo position, and that'll help hopefully crack that screw off, or bolt off, sorry. With all the bolts removed, it should pull apart. There we go. Okay, we'll just give this a bit of a clean out now, and there should be a circlip in here that we'll be able to undo to pull this CV joint off. Yeah, there it is. And what we also need to do is there's a retaining clip here that holds the boot on. I'll show you that shortly. So it's a little metal clip, or depending on what yours has got at the time, cable tie or something. So I'll just pull that up, and then that should pop up. We'll just remove that, so that way that boot comes off. With a set of circuit pliers, let's just pop that little circlip off. Just hold your thumb over the shaft, so that way if it does decide to flick or pop off, you don't lose it. There we go, she's off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay these out as in order of how I pulled everything off, so that way when we put it back together, we know where everything goes. Now before I go pulling the CV joint off, I've just put a mark just there to correspond and line up. Hopefully that little mark stays there, otherwise you can center punch it or put a chisel mark there. So that should slide off now. Okay, that's our CV joint off. With that CV joint out of the way now, we can get to the centre bearing. Now I've already cracked these bolts off, they're just 1/2 inch. We'll undo those, and this little plate should come down. And just as I was pulling it off then, I thought we'll just put a mark of which way this bracket goes, so we know, because there's one side's slightly longer than the other. Now we can pop that off. Now this was a combination of vibrations and noises I had through the shaft, so just have a listen to this centre bearing now. So that's one reason I'm changing it out. Next thing to do is remove this little dust cover. So I'll just place a block of wood there and put it like that, and we'll use a chisel and just slowly tap it as we go around and remove that. Then there should be a circlip behind there holding the centre bearing in place. So we've got another circlip just there. We'll try and remove that. Okay, that's out of the way. Oh, need to pull it over that as well. Now for the fun part of getting that bearing off. I think on the floor might be the go with a decent punch, and we'll see what happens. I'll just give it a spray with some lube first and see if that will help us. You never know. So what you just seen me do is remove this little dust cover and clean up the surface area. Now I did damage this while removing the center bearing, but in the kit it does come with a new one. So yeah, I've cleaned that up. What I'll do, I'll put just a touch of lube on here. We'll slide that back on, get a punch and just tap that back on. Then we should be able to put the center bearing back on. Alright, now it's time to fit the center bearing. Now we're going to have to tap it on. So it goes on part of the way. So what we can do is we can find something in that same size diameter, which I'll put up on the screen now. I'll measure it. Then what you can do is tap it in. Or what we can do is use a hammer and a punch and give it a tap. And what you want to be tapping is the inner race. You don't want to be touching that outside section at all. And you can hear the noise change as it bottoms out on the inside there. So it's gone more of a solid hit. Now we'll be able to put the new circlip in here. Just slide the new circlip on, and you'll get so far and it'll get the flat blade and just push it and you'll hear it clip in. And you can just push it around a bit and you'll know, you can see that gap in there is nice and tight. Now time to fit that little dust cover. So we'll put that on now. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a thin smear of rubber grease just on here. Just a touch, for the just in case I send it just a little bit too far. Now we'll just tap that on, and I'll just go in stages until I get it just before it touched that rubber. Beautiful. Let's see if we can hear anything now. Nothing. Alright, now we'll move on to the CV joint. Now to the CV joint. You'd class this as probably its boot, CV boot. I've just put some grease just in the end here to make it easier to slide on. And I'll just hold my fingers in there to get it to start. And then we'll push that over. I'll bring you around here so you can see what I'm talking about. See where the cable tie or that steel strap goes. So we'll just pry that over. Get the screwdriver in there. Just wind that around at the same time. There we go. So that's on now. What we'll do is we'll just put it back to there for now and we'll grease up the CV joint. In the kit that I actually brought, it comes with the grease for the CV joint, but otherwise it's more of a high impact joint. So high impact, doesn't need to be high speed, but yeah, that type of lube. Also on the kit that I got, it comes with 2 gaskets, so obviously 1 on each side, and it comes with new bolts. So it's up to you if you want to put a bit of medium strength Loctite on them or not, but I think that'll be alright. I've got it lined up still, our mark is still just there with the bolt hole. I'll thread those through, and what we'll do, we'll just make that easier for the gasket then. Actually, we'll use a bit of grease on the gasket just to hold it in place. Like that. Stay. Now we'll just throw some bolts in the bottom. Alright, with that all done, I'm going to follow what we pulled off. So see how it's got the groove just there? We'll match that and put the CV joint on. Try and line up the bolt hole. Now I'm not going to lie, I had to give it a little tap of persuasion to get the actual centre of the CV joint on, and then I sent it home. Circlip's back on, I've packed it with a bit more grease. Now it's time to connect the other end of the drive shaft. Put a bit of grease on that gasket. Now we'll line up the marks again and we'll bolt her up. Now with all these bolts tightened up to 40 Newton meters, well that's what the book said, I'm working on the centre bearing, cleaning all this back up to reassemble. So I've just gone through with a wire brush and just cleaned out whatever smucks was in there, and we'll put it back together. And then we should be able to put it back in the car. With a small bit of lube just around the edges, we'll slide that back over. That one underneath, as I marked it. Fit the mounting plate, which I marked, underneath, and we'll bolt that together. Dirty thumbs up. I'm more than happy with that shaft now. That should do what we need to do. Now, if this video has helped you out, if you feel like it, give us a thumbs up. If there's any other tips or tricks we can give others, throw it in the comments and let them know. Now you can basically do this with a couple of hammers, screwdriver and a set of circlip pliers. So if you're stuck in the bush, you can get away with repairing your shaft. Anyway, I'll go fit it back into the Calais now. You guys take it easy and I'll see you when I'm looking at you.